The MCU is back with the best movie of the year in Eternals, right? What is up, film geeks? My name is Trevor. Welcome back to my channel. Eternals just came out this past weekend, making it the 26th MCU movie. We have 26 of these movies now. We're going to rank them all, place them on their proper tiers. Join me down below in the comment section. How does your ranking compare, and where does Eternals fall for you? Before we get started, if this is your first video here, make sure to hit the red subscribe button down below for more movie reviews, trailer reactions, and rankings such as these. Lots more content coming this week. But right now, we're ranking the entire MCU, placing them on their tiers. Let's do this. So, starting off with our tiers, we have custom one here today, folks. We have the best tier. My top 5 will go on this tier. I Love You 3000. Then, like, the middle, probably like the great tier is going to go Avengers Assemble. Then, like, kind of the good tier, I Am Inevitable. The sun's getting real low. Meh. And then Mr. Stark, I Don't Feel So Good, which is going to be pretty much my bottom 5. With that said, let's get started. In no particular order, Avengers Age of Ultron. I'm going to put Avengers Age of Ultron in I Am Inevitable, aka the good tier. I really enjoy this movie. I think it's a little bit too much hate. I wish Ultron was had a little bit more to work with, but I think he is a solid villain. We get great lines in this movie. It's a good sequel to the first Avengers. While I think it's the weakest of the Avengers movies, I still really like it. I think it's a good movie in that I Am Inevitable tier, aka the good tier. Then, Avengers Infinity War. I don't know how these line up together, but it's going in. I Love You 3000. This is arguably my favorite movie of all time. I love everything it has to offer. It brings that emotion at the end with Vision dying and basically our entire heroes and our entire cast dying, but the action is non-stop in this movie. It's funny, it's brilliant, it's big, it's wide, and Thor's entrance in Wakanda is one of the best superhero entrances of all time, and one of the best cliffhanger endings ever is where are our heroes going to go next? We lost, and we've never had a villain win before. This film does everything right. There is not one thing wrong with it. I absolutely love it. One of my favorite movies of all time, if not my favorite. Then, Avengers Endgame. Going in, I Love You 3000 as well. The quote is from this movie. You know it had to be in that tier. You talk about epic, you think of these two movies, but when you talk about the perfect third act, you think of Avengers Endgame. That end battle scene is everything and more you could want. The runtime might drag on for a little bit, but this is the 1 3-hour movie I can watch probably every day and not get tired of. This is the 2 movies here I absolutely love with my whole heart. I will never get tired of them. Both of them in my top 15 favorite movies of all time. Avengers Endgame, it's the perfect send-off for some of our characters, and it is the perfect sequel to Avengers Infinity War. I absolutely love it. I don't know many people who don't love Endgame, and if you don't, I'm sorry for you. That's all I got to say. Then moving on, Thor the Dark World. I'm going to put Thor the Dark World in Mr. Stark. I don't feel so good. We're going from best to the best to the freaking bottom 5 right there. Thor the Dark World, it's fine. Like, it's like just, like, these are just my bottom 5. I don't necessarily think these are bad movies. They're just my bottom 5. So, Thor Dark World's going in there. Then we have Thor Ragnarok going in I Am Inevitable. I really love this movie when I first watched it. I thought it was so funny, but the more and more you rewatch a funny movie, it gets less funny, and this one really only has the funniness going for it. The action's cool, the story of Thor is cool, but I still think it is a good movie. That's why it's in the I Am Inevitable tier. Solid movie. I just think the more and more you rewatch it, it just doesn't really sit as well as it normally does. You get introduced to great characters of Korg, Hello, I'm made of rocks, and you get Valkyrie as well, and the Grandmaster, and the great fight between Hulk and Thor. It's fun, it's really funny, and the more and more I rewatch it, I get kind of irritated with it. So, I Am Inevitable, it's the good tier, it's going in there. Then, Guardians of the Galaxy. Can't believe I'm about to do this. It's going to Avengers Assemble, which is the great tier. It used to be my top 5, got bumped out by something else we're getting to here in a little bit. Guardians of the Galaxy is unique, it's brilliant, with one of the best soundtracks in the entire MCU, with some fantastic characters. I am a Peter Quill fan for life. I absolutely love Star-Lord and Yondu and Gamora, and seeing this team up together, and we are Groot at the very end. It's a great movie. It is probably my number 6 spot on my MCU ranking. Stick around at the end of the video because we always rank all these movies. It's gonna be divisive times. Then we have Ant-Man, a very small stakes film going in I Am Inevitable, aka the good tier. Ant-Man is a very good heist movie, and when I first watched it, I just wished I got to see it in theaters. This is one of the MC movies that I missed in theaters. It's fun, it's unique, and Paul Rudd's being Paul Rudd, Michael Pena's being Michael Pena. It's just so different. It doesn't really feel all like that in MCU movie. You got a great villain, I think, in like the Hornet, the Bumblebee, whatever that guy is. He's a pretty solid villain, and that train sequence towards the end, when they're on the little toy train, it looks like it's moving so fast. done really, really well. And Paul Rudd being Paul Rudd with Michael Douglas thrown in there. Ant-Man's a good movie. I Am Inevitable, baby. Then we're going Ant-Man and the Wasp. Going in, the sun's getting real low. This is probably my 6th least favorite MCU film. So this is going to be like more like the meh tier right in there. Ant-Man and the Wasp is, I seen it once and I never want to rewatch it. That's the problem with it. I love rewatching MCU movies, and Ant-Man and the Wasp, I can never really drag myself back to rewatch it. I think it's shot brilliantly. I think it has good moments, but Ghost being like the villain, even though she's not the villain, it's lackluster, it's mediocre, and it's in that tier. The sun's getting real low. Then we have Doctor Strange, and hot take alert incoming, people. Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. I am not a fan of the first Doctor Strange movie. The Doctor Strange character, I think, is great. In Infinity War and Endgame, I think he's awesome. But I cannot get behind this movie. I can't get invested in this movie. Dormammu, just a terrible villain. And I rewatched it this year for the first time in years, and I just realized why I don't rewatch it that much. Bottom 5 MCU for me. I'm really sorry, people. Then we have Guardians 2 going in. I Am Inevitable, a.k.a. the good tier. Lots of movies going to be in this tier. Guardians 2 is fun. He may be a father boy, but he ain't your daddy. That's all I'm going to leave you with. Then we have the first Iron Man, where we all began. Going in, Avengers Assemble. In that great tier right there. Iron Man starts off with just such a bang. I mean, it's the perfect movie to start off something like this. And Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. playing this character, there's no one else could do it better. It is a smaller stakes film because like there's not a lot of superheroes and supervillains after him, just like people in the military after him. He builds this in a cave with a box of scraps. What more do you want? Billion, playboy, genius, philanthropist. Can't even speak right now. It's just so good. Really great movie. Then, Spider-Man Homecoming. I love you 3000. I absolutely love it. Now that is a hot take, folks, but this is one of my favorite Spider-Man movies, and I love that plot twist ending with Vulture opening the door. What? Tom Holland is my Spider-Man. He forever will be my Spider-Man, and I absolutely love Homecoming. I think it's a fantastic movie with Robert Downey Jr. kind of in there, teaching him the ropes. It's a coming-of-age movie of sorts, and it sets up for just so much more. Us getting introduced to the Spider-Man character. And Spider-Man No Way Home, it's coming out this year, baby. I cannot be more excited. No Way Home's not out yet. Homecoming is in my top 5 as for now. Might be replaced by another Spider-Man movie later this year. Then Far From Home, going in, the sun's getting real low. I'm not a Far From Home guy. I never have been. I watched it in theaters. I was not a big fan. I thought Mysterio was kind of just not what I wanted him to be. I wanted him to be more, and he just felt like a worse version of Tony Stark, like a fake Tony Stark. I mean, it's cool at times. It just never really sat well with me, and I feel like it's way too long. Another one I don't find myself rewatching all that often. Then we have Black Panther. Honestly, it's going to go in the sun's getting real low tier as well. This movie's fine. I rewatched it this year, and obviously Chadwick is fantastic. Rest in peace to that beautiful man. I just never got invested in that story, and it's not all that rewatchable of a movie. It's a fine movie. It's going in that okay meh tier. Just not my favorite. Probably right at like number 16 on my MCU ranking. Then we have Captain Marvel. Gosh, Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. Just lots of problems with this movie. If you followed my channel for a while, you know the things I don't like about this movie. Wish I did. I just don't like it. Black Widow, we're coming into this year's releases of these movies, and Black Widow's going to go in the I Am Inevitable tier, aka the good tier. A very small stakes movie because we know whatever happens, she's going to live by the end. Get introduced to some great characters like Red Guardian, like Yelena. So there's cool things like that. It's just that Taskmaster was marketed to be this awesome, big-time villain, and she wasn't. What did Taskmaster do? Nothing. Really cool potential, just wasn't it for me. Then we have Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings going in. I love you 3000. Going in up there. It is in my top 5 MCU. I absolutely love this movie. One of my favorite movies of the year so far. And it's surprisingly, it's not my favorite movie of the year, but it is in my top 5. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. It comes to Disney Plus this Friday. If you guys haven't seen it, you definitely need to check it out then. It's fantastic in every sense of the word. The perfect origin story. A perfect amount of fun, humor, badass action, and just like the lore we get to explore with this character in this world is absolutely fantastic. Shang-Chi, congratulations, you're in the top 5. Then, the reason we're doing this tier list, Eternals. It breaks my heart to do this. It's going in Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. It's in my bottom 5 Fun fact, it's going to be very low to the bottom of this ranking, and that's okay. I think this movie's characters are very cool. I just think there was so much convoluted into this movie. I couldn't focus on exactly what's going on. This is the one movie that I do not want to go back and rewatch really anytime soon. It's the biggest disappointment of the year for me. Eternals, maybe you'll turn around on second watch. It's about a 2.5 to 3 out of 5 at absolute best. I know I'm not alone on this. I know I sound like one of the critics on Rotten Tomatoes who hates it. I didn't hate it. I think there's enjoyable parts of it. I just love the MCU so much, and it's just in that bottom tier, man. It happens. Then we have Iron Man 3. I'm putting Iron Man 3 in the Iron Man Inevitable tier, the good tier. I think Iron Man 3 is very fun and just a kind of like, I like these kind of movies sometimes when they don't take themselves so seriously, and I really just like seeing that like Tony Stark has to face some adversity, face some struggle. I think it's kind of BS at the end when he takes out the heart reactor. He's not going to be Iron Man anymore. But that end third act battle scene, that's awesome. All of his suits, like the Iron Patriot, Iron Party comes in, you know, it's badass, it's awesome, and it's really freaking good. Iron Man 2, gonna go in the Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good tier. There's another movie we're gonna go in here too. We're gonna do 6 in that bottom tier for the bottom 6 right there. Iron Man 2 is just like, Jon Favreau needed more time. It's clear here. Gonna continue on this route. Incredible Hulk. I'm going to put Incredible Hulk right down there with there as well. So all the other tiers should have 5, if maybe not. But the bottom tier is going to have 6. This is my bottom 6 MCU. Incredible Hulk, man. That's the black sheep of the family. Like, what in the freakity frackety is this movie? It's just, I don't want to rewatch it because Mark Ruffalo's not even in it. I'm excited to see him in She-Hulk and maybe see some more exploration with Mark Ruffalo's Hulk. Please don't be Professor Hulk. Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton. That might steal the cake for least favorite MCU movie. Then we have Thor. Gonna go in. The sun's getting real low. And it's like a cute movie. That makes sense. Like, it's not all that great. It's not all that bad. It's kind of cute. Getting to explore Thor and Loki and the lore of, like, these, like, Vikings, these gods. It's so beautiful. It's so awesome. And another. That's all I gotta say. Captain America, the first Avenger. Gonna go in I Am Inevitable. Fun fact, I have not rewatched this one in many years. Gotta go and rewatch it before Spider-Man No Way Home. And that What If episode actually increased this for me. They changed it, obviously, but maybe want to go back and rewatch this movie just a little bit more. I love Steve Rogers, especially after Avengers Endgame. Seeing that and seeing this where he started, it's really cool to watch and see. So, first Avenger, it's a pretty solid movie. Pretty solid movie. Then we have the Winter Soldier going in. Avengers Assemble, a.k.a. the Great Tier. I absolutely love Winter Soldier. I don't think it's the best MCU movie. I like the lower stakes, like spy espionage film. Not really lower stakes, but more like just not a big grand villain. It's the Winter Soldier is coming after these people. You're like, holy Toledo. Winter Soldier's not really in the movie until 45 minutes in. The action is great. It feels like a spy thriller, which I really do enjoy. And when Steve says to Bucky at the end of the movie, I'm with you till the end of the line. It's hard, man. It's freaking hard. Then we have Captain America, the Civil War. Going in, Avengers Assemble. That great tier. This great tier is some people's top 5, which is absolutely insane. Civil War is everything. You know what I mean? Everything and more you could want. This was in my top 5 as well. It's my opinions have changed over the years. The airport scene. Getting introduced to Spider-Man and Hot Aunt May and all these really cool things. Civil War really attaches on your heartstrings because the marketing was the best ever for MCU movie. Whose side are you on? Are you on Team Cap? Team Tony. Fired it out. I was always Team Tony because I believe that it did need to be put in check. But I was also always Team Cap. I was on both. It was Team Cap or Team Tony. I was on Team Or. I was getting pulled from the middle. I loved it. And finally, 2012's Marvel's The Avengers going in I Love You 3000 to finish off my top 5. That freaking strong. Absolutely love this movie. It's one of the few movies I've seen 3 times in theaters. It's the first movie I saw multiple times in theaters. Everything and more I want in a superhero movie. At times it is a little slow, but seeing how like our Avengers don't really mesh that well together. We get Thor in here and they get all these other characters thrown in here. No one's really meshing and vibing that well. So when they get to finally do that by the end of the film, it makes it that much more worth it. The Battle of the New York arguably is one of the greatest battles in movie history, but in MCU history, it is top 3. Everything and more from heroism to betrayal to a great villain to overall awesome team-up story and badassery. I love it. 3000. It's going to do it for my MCU tier list ranking. Let me know how your ranking compares. Before we get out of here, we're going to rank all these movies from worst to best, going down, up. So, my least favorite MCU movie at number 26 is The Incredible Hulk. At number 25, Iron Man 2. At number 24, Thor: The Dark World. At number 23, Eternals. At number 22, Captain Marvel. At number 21, Doctor Strange. Here we go. Gonna keep it going. At number 20, we got Spider-Man Far Away Home. Far Away From Home. Is that what it's called? I think it's what it's called. At number 19, we have Ant-Man and the Wasp. At number 18, we have Thor. At number 17, Black Panther. At number 16, I'm going to throw Ant-Man. At number 15, I'm going to go Black Widow. At number 14, I'm going to go Iron Man 3. At number 13, Captain America. At number 12, Guardians 2. At number 11, Avengers Age of Ultron. Coming in the top 10, Thor Ragnarok. At number 9, I believe there's 9 left, we're going to have Iron Man. At number 8, Winter Soldier. At number 7, Guardians of the Galaxy. At number 6, Captain America Civil War. At number 5, Spider-Man Homecoming. At number 4, Shang-Chi. At number 3, the first Avengers. At number 2, Avengers Endgame. And at number 1, Avengers Infinity War. That is my ranking. Let me know how your ranking compares. We're going to be doing this again in a month when Spider-Man No Way Home comes out. The hype is freaking real. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up button for me. I'll see you guys next time.